You only get the integrity if you're in tunnel mode, right?
Okay.
So, but it is valid for tunnel mode.
Did I just hear you say that in a tunnel environment, when it's a closed network, for example, you really don't need ESP because everyone on your network, so that would be the savings within a tunnel environment. Doing tunneling within a closed environment is I don't have to encapsulate the payload in encryption because it's internal, it's protected by firewalls or whatnot, and all I really care about is the authentication there from point to point.
Depends on what you want to do.
Right, but
Now,
I'm
for
saying
instance,
that would be one reason I would pick that, maybe.
years ago, when we were first standing up peer connectivity, for ships, right? So the ships could connect to T1s at the pier and do IP data over those when they're at the pier. For ships that were over at Norfolk Naval Shipyard in Portsmouth, the way we implemented security, and the way we implemented transport encryption for those ships was to implement a VPN, a IPsec VPN in tunnel mode, because we owned all of the information, but we needed to, even though we owned all of the infrastructure, we needed to have transport security, right? We needed to have everything encrypted sent when it went over those lines, so we didn't have to worry about inspecting them all the time and all that kind of crap. So we implemented tunnel mode so that we could get the transport security even though we weren't, right? And then the other thing we did was, if you're in tunnel mode, the header that you see, even if you capture the header, is only going from router to router. You're not going endpoint to endpoint. You're not going host to host, right? So you don't see the full full set of information on the headers.
What I pulled up on the board was the Microsoft Management Console for IPsec. And I just want to kind of go over the policy. So your policy is who, what, when, where, when, how. And I'm going to look at these custom settings. And can you guys see this where it says the authentication header?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay, if I click the drop down, look what I get.
MD5 and SHA-1.
Only integrity protocols. Agree or disagree?
Yep.
Right. If I look at the ESP, I get only integrity protocol. Well, in this list, it's only integrity protocols.
Because
But I also get to choose encryption too. That's in the payload of the truck. It says just symmetric algorithms. In this case, Microsoft supports DES and triple DES. And I also could generate a new key based off of size or time, depending on how busy you are. So I'm proving in this example that in the authentication header, I only have integrity, no confidentiality, but in the back of the truck, I can have both. And I have some flexibility. I could use SH1 with DES or triple DES if I wanted to. So the benefit of showing you this is I can prove the drop downs match the front of the truck, the back of the truck, where we went to that. So why don't we have encryption in the authentication header, right? Well, because then you'd never be able to disclose anything anyway. So I prove that in these drop downs.
In the where you have an option of the encryption algorithm between DES and triple DES, why would you not use just triple DES unless you?
It all depends on your policy and your organization. In many cases, you won't have the option to choose. It's whatever comes from the people upstairs, and you're just going to be the guy on the router implementing the stuff. So you might not have any choice in the matter. But your organization has to, within a certificate authority, or whenever you want to do this, you have to come up with a policy statement that says this is who, what, when, why, and how, what we're going to do. So,
It's freaking snowing now. That's snow or rain?
Margaritaville.
No, I just.
Put your ice skates on.
stay off the Mad Dog after 5 p.m., folks. Stay off the Mad Dog. Remember that in 2020?
Mad Dog 2020.
Right. Good old days, I know.
Just the Everclear.
To this day, I still prefer to drink alcohol out of a paper bag, but don't tell me.
The camera's not right.
Oh, it's okay, they'll get a kick out of it. They need to hear it. So while I'm here, let's look at authentication real quick. What can I authenticate with, right? You got Active Directory, a certificate authority, or basically a pre-shared key that says, use this, whatever it is. So I'm proving Kerberos certificate authorities. In this case, I'd actually have to browse and get the certificate, or pick one, right? In this case, I just have the ones from my browser in the list. Get the idea? So I've proven authentication too well at it. Any questions? Okay, great. Moving right along. Or is it break time? Break time.
I think it's break time.
Let's do a break time.